friends as the man with many cheeses?
Hello, everybody. Shadows Alley here, and welcome back to Cecile, the next episode of Divinity Original Sin. Now, we just arrived at the King Crab Inn, where we're going to investigate the murder scene for that poor counselor Jack. So, we gotta run a bit over here. It says right here in the back room. Gotta talk to the guard first.
Greetings, Source Hunter. I don't mean to hinder your investigation, but I can't open this door for anyone who hasn't received Captain Aureus' explicit approval.
I've spoken to Arius. Let me inside, please.
Not exactly the friendliest bloke, the Captain, is he? Well, your reward for getting your ear chewed off is a waltz through the town's finest magical murder scene. Enjoy.
Oh yeah, like it. Captain Arius is so far. Everybody is. He's not a very fond person. Whoa, what was that? Thump. Well, that was lovely. Where did we end up now?
What happened? Is this a dream?
I don't think so. That stone. Somehow, it sent us flying into the stars.
Yes, it did. Oh, this is a weird place. I like how the torches.
Terrible, terrible!
That.
It will consume us all. By the quill that lasts a billion words, what's this? Two Rivalonians here? At the end of space and time? How very curious.
Who are you and how did you get
Oh,
here?
yes. Proper introductions. Zigzags the historian at your service. It is my job to record all that was and is and hopefully all that is to be. As for how I got here, well, for a historian appointed by the gods themselves, hopping to the end of time is as easy as 1, 2, 3. How you got here, though, that's a rather more interesting question.
See a goblin?
On such a tiny and rapidly shrinking vestige of space and time, I wouldn't have expected to find a soul but my own shadow.
Why is this place, as you say, shrieky?
At last a question I can answer most definitively. I mentioned already that this place is the end of time. If that didn't send your heart into your stomach and your pulse a-flutter, it should have. Time ought naturally to have no end at all. Indeed, I can think of no worse nightmare for a chronicler such as myself. But something totally, utterly terrible has happened.
He's an imp. How can time come to an end?
Show, don't tell, I always say. So go, peer through yonder looking lens and feast your soon-to-be terrified eyes on the darkness that is approaching.
It might be quite mad.
Then we had better appease him and have a look through the looking lens.
So this imp Zigzags is the historian of time. He says that time is coming to an end and we must see it for ourselves. Well, let's go ahead and do this. Whoa. What was that, a dragon? That surely looked like a
You
dragon.
looked. You saw. Terrifying, isn't... What's this? The portal. It's... The portal has become active. Fantastic. Astounding. Onward we should go.
What are you talking about?
portal, it's quite sprung to life, just like the long dormant flames that decorate this observatory. After all my waiting and hoping, could it be? You, dear stranger, you must be the key. Something about your presence here is causing the end of time to grow. The true end itself to move further away.
Well, we are source hunters after all, so I wonder if that has anything to do with it.
Those torches! A light! This portal active once more! It cannot be coincidence.
Before we get on to this, you believe we are somehow connected to this place?
It's not that I believe, it's that I have seen. Long have I been waiting here, hoping that one day this very portal would ignite. Then, no longer than a few mere moments after you arrive, zap it goes. The chronicler of time knows a pattern when he sees one.
Alright. So, obviously there's got to be some way we're connected to this place, whatever it is. We still look like we're in stars. Can we first discuss what we just witnessed through your looking glass?
Goodness me, how right you are. There's so much to take in, I'd nearly forgotten. And what you saw has been haunting my mind since I first discovered it. It is the void itself. The dragon that is devouring creation. When I speak of the end of time, this is exactly what I mean. I can't say for sure where it came from, how or why, but I do know this. It's shrinking our future by the second. And if we don't stop it, it will devour the past and present as well.
So, correction, that was a dragon we seen in the looking glass, and he's called the Void Dragon, which the Void Dragon is eating time itself. What lies beyond this portal?
Ah, though I cannot say for certain, if it is what I believe, then our prayers might well be answered. In fact, every last question that ever plagues your noggin might well be answered, for I believe what lies beyond this portal is nothing other than... But why spoil the mystery? As soon as we leap through, we'll find out for certain.
Well, through the portal then.
After you, after you. Oh, what wonders we may find on the other side.
Her
You first, you first.
being awfully upset when we first arrived, this imp is extremely excited all of a sudden.
Just as I'd hoped. There she is. There it is. Come, come, don't delay.
Okay, let's follow him.
It seems the imp has spotted exactly who and what he'd hoped to find here.
And what do we have here?
He, milady, the weaver of time, mother of history, author of all that has ever been.
The Weaver of Time?
Indeed, Sir Imp, as surely as you are he who chronicles all that I weave.
Astounding, unbelievable. I have so many questions for you, so much to ask, so much to say.
You have brought guests, I see. Strange. Very strange guests.
What do you mean, strange guest? We're source hunters. What do you think, my lady? You're the Weaver of Time, and you know who we are.
My reaction exactly, milady. It was their arrival here at the end of time that instigated my finding you. But why? Surely you must know.
This is a question better put to our guests themselves. Tell us, how did you arrive upon this plane?
Like, seriously, I just said that. If you were truly the Weaver of Time, I imagine you already know the answer to that.
If any other being in Rivellon asked me about the details of their comings and goings, I could describe them down to the minutest of details.
Okay.
But you are different. Of you I see nothing. I know nothing.
How's that possible? If she's the Weaver of Time, then she would know who we are. If she can't see anything, she doesn't know anything about us, then how... And that must mean we're something greater.
So please, do tell me, how did you arrive here?
It was a stone, a strange stone that zapped us from where we stood in Rivellon to this place among the stars.
A stone? So... It was a stone that caused the great shock of energy that brought you here, and it infused you with new life as well. Is that so?
Yes, that's just what happened. Have you seen it before?
Not like this, no. What happened to you is unique in all my work.
Continue.
Never had I experienced something so contrary to my nature. To weave something I had not seen, had not expected. Life does not simply spring into existence, you see.
Really? She would know. She would know, though. She is the Weaver of Time.
But yours has. You appeared before me from the moment you came into contact with that stone. Starstone. I now know it to be called.
Starstone.
But, Madam Weaver, how is it possible? Do you not see all? Have you not woven all that is and could ever be into your tapestry?
Like the stones, your guests are a mystery to me. I see them before me in this world, but their likenesses appeared not upon my tapestry until they revived the stone.
What's that supposed to mean?
Source hunters. It would seem that yourselves and Starstone are inextricably linked. Why and how, I cannot say, but I do believe that finding more stones will reveal to me who you yourselves truly are.
What is this Starstone exactly, and where does it come from?
Starstone is not what it seems, Source Hunter. Its true nature must be part of a greater secret, a secret lost, even to me. Do you see what violence my work has suffered? What wounds lay upon the tapestry of time?
Mysteries of all time, gaps in history. Oh, how they've tormented me for eons.
Gaps in history? How is there gaps in history?
It would appear that Starstone transforms at your touch, granting me new thread by which to mend the tapestry. Thus, it restores time itself.
So, the Void Dragon is eating time, which is putting gaps into her tapestry of time, which is causing her to not recognize and remember things. But since we Source Hunters came in contact with Starstone, and therefore it has put it in a chain reaction of restoring the tapestry for her, thus restoring time itself. Okay. I'll go along with this for now, until we find evidence of otherwise.
I see. What the void would shrink, Starstone restores.
Okay.
Yes. Though I cannot explain why this Starstone is the antidote to the void's ravishment of our realm. If we do not restore time, if we do not discover the true nature of these stones, the void will consume us all.
If these stones can heal a history, we must seek them out.
Indeed you must. Though I may not yet understand why. It seems that you and you alone can unlock the powers within Starstone. Yet we are not the only entities who know these stones to be so much more than pretty gems.
Why, of course, that's what they were doing. I have recorded their doings, you see. Collectors of Starstone, more and more by the day. Now I understand. They'd keep the stones from our reach. They'd prevent the mending of time.
So, if Zigzag says is true, they keep stones from our reach, they've prevented the mending of time. That means that there are sources of evil minions to the Void Dragon that has commanded them to keep Starstones out of our specialty people's hands for reasons yet we do not understand why, to help the Void Dragon from us restoring time so he can finish what he was doing. That makes a lot of sense now. But the fact that we're just appearing them now, so Counselor Jack must have had one of them and somebody killing him slipped up and they left it behind, or he had it, which has started this thing. So the Void Dragon's probably pretty pissed off right now.
Without these stones, Hunter, there will be no Rivellon. The entire tapestry will crumble. Even this plane will fall victim to the Void's insatiable hunger.
That shall never be, milady. As sure as Zix comes before Zax, we will put a stop to it. First we mend the tapestry, then we stop the Void. Please, our most mysterious guest, are you ready? Are you willing? Will you hunt out the stones? Will you help us restore what has been lost?
Okay, there's a conversation.
Do tell.
There's a conversation between me and Cheyenne, but I want to look at my log really quick.
Come. I got something for you if you're up to the
Counselor's
challenge.
wife. Okay, search on the Weaver time has. Okay, we gotta go.
Come. I got something for you.
One moment we're in Sightseal, the next we're in some otherworldly realm where an imp called Zigzags is babbling about the end of time. Is this a dream, or do we really find ourselves at the end of time like the imp claims? We looked through his Zigzag's looking lens and saw a great, nonetheless a giant void at the heart of space. What does this mean, and why does it fill us with so much dread? According to Zigzags, we are making the end of time grow. That is, we are delaying the end of ends. We can hardly tell whether this could be true, but we do want to discover what lies beyond the portal that we've supposedly active. We met with the Weaver of Time, who weaves billions of threads that form time and space. She told us we were linked to Starstone, that our reaction to these stones allow her to mend the frayed tapestry of time. We must find more starstones before they fall into the wrong hands. The Weaver of Time told us that we are not featured upon the tapestry of time, even though all the rest of history and creation is wires. Why are we the sole
Come. I got something for you if you're up to the challenge. The glint in your gaze and the set of your brow suggest to me that you've not given up on our dear old Rivellon. Not just yet. No, with you searching out Starstone, I believe we'll mend the tapestry in no time. We'll find out just who you are and how exactly to send the Void back to wherever it came from. But you'll need a way to travel between Rivellon and this homestead, won't you? Who wouldn't want to see what fantastic changes your search will yield? And who knows what the Weaver might discover about you? Luckily, the power of portals is known to you, so I'll let you in on the little secret of how to transport back and forth from the end of time. Just, don't go sharing it around. Never know who we can trust these days. Off you go then. You've Starstone to find, and I've a tapestry to examine. Surely there must be some clue here as to how on earth you're related to the end of time.
The Weaver of Time said finding Starstone helps you weave the tapestry once more. How is that possible?
Cross my heart, hope to fade in the void, I honestly don't know. But ask her. If she claims it is so, perhaps she knows why.
I have some questions for you.
Like the imp said to the ballista operator, shoot.
If I'm supposed to search for Starstone, it would be handy to know where to start looking.
Wouldn't it just? Would that I had a Starstone sightseeing guide, but alas, such a booklet does not exist.
It's not no help.
Just like yourselves, starstones are curiously absent from history, both in my writings and on the tapestry of time.
No help either.
From what I can gather, though, they were once cherished by devious sorcerers whose reign ended long ago. The stones are therefore most likely to be found in the ancient places of this world.
So we're gonna have to do a thorough searching.
Ruins, caves, the lairs of long-forgotten evils. Those are the dens you should frequent. 2 more pieces of advice. Don't go unarmed, and consult with my agent.
Okay. I still don't understand how Starstone and the Void Dragon are related.
Neither do I, but the mere fact that activated Starstone has set the Weaver of Time weaving again more than implies that it and the Void Dragon are natural enemies.
Sounds true.
This in turn more than implies that you are the Void's natural enemy, for it is you who is setting new events in motion. You who is handing the Weaver new threads. And that which she is weaving is more than an ornament to decorate the shelter plane. It is both history and future history. It is all of time. We may not understand the how yet, but our aim is clear. We shall save creation from the grip of the Void. Now, isn't that a lovely mission?
Indeed it is. To save time itself is one of the grandest things that could be asked of us. You say you were an imp historian, but you seem to be more than a mere imp and more than a mere historian.
Oh, I don't know if I'm more than those things per se, but having been given a divine mission does have its perks. Old age can't touch me, that's one. Immortality is mine as long as no one skewers me with a sword, and even then I'll be back in a jiffy. But of course I have a price to pay for something that is priceless. It is my duty to record all of history, and an arduous task that is. Not to mention how much stress that void out there is causing me. The end of time. I'll be out of a job. So, gather those starstones so that we may know the history that was lost. Know so that we must not repeat what leads us to this dangerous precipice, but do better and close the dark eye of the void forever.
Don't you find it somewhat lonesome being the sole chronicle of time?
Lonesome observing the frontier of creation, surfing the vibrant tide of the eons, always approaching yet never reaching shore. Lonesome being privy to all that has been and all that is. Well, yes, actually. I don't mean to complain, but one certainly doesn't mind a bit of company now and then. Perhaps you can imagine the profound pleasure it is to have made the Weaver's acquaintance after all these years. I can hardly wait to pick her brain about the great battle of the Sons of Sigurd. The last Rivellonian who remembers it died more than 7,000 years ago.
7,000 years ago? Is that the last time he's seen somebody?
Before you go, Source Hunter, a final word. Once you return to Rivellon, there will be someone waiting for you. My agent, my eyes and ears upon your world. I hope he'll be able to help you as much as he can. Time, I need hardly remind you, is of the essence.
So, we didn't get to have a conversation between me and Cheyenne. Looks like you've got to do those fairly quickly before they go away. So now we can travel to and from this area by clicking the rift tile. This is called the end time. We're gonna go to the north gate. Oh look, it's
Sword
Arhu.
hunters, I welcome you once again to the realm of Rivellon after your travels through the chasms of space. Nice to have found a shelter, wouldn't you agree? Where you can come to no harm.
What are you doing here, Arhu?
I know the imp historian has told you about his agent on Rivellon, and that agent is I. So now that you know of the alliance between me and Sir Zigzags, let us turn to the business at hand.
Wow.
Starstone.
Wow, that's crazy. I was not expecting that. Let us do so indeed. I would greatly value Zigzag's agent's advice.
And I'll be delighted to give it. Dark webs are being woven around these parts, and it is my firm belief starstones are the flies the sorcerer spiders are trying to catch. It can therefore hardly be a coincidence that Councillor Jake was a collector of the stones we seek. His foul murder and the plight of dying time must somehow be interconnected.
Sounds pretty much, I kind of guessed that now. He has something to do with the Starstones as well.
That means the task you have been given remains crucial. Find the assassin that did away with Jake, for you're bound to stumble upon Starstone along the way.
How'd you find out Jack was a Starstone collector?
While you were being lectured by our friend the historian and the grande dame of time, I snuck into his house and had a look around. The advantage of being a cat, you know. You go where you please with impunity. And sometimes the lady of the house even rewards you with a slice of fresh herring.
Arhu in his cat disguise.
That's where I saw them in a cabinet. Mere slivers, but specks of starstones nonetheless. They lay there, silent and innocent, though bloody murder may have been committed in their name.
Why is it so particularly nice for us to have found a shelter somewhere?
Don't we all long for a sanctuary where our worldly troubles can be held at bay? A bed or a basket so snug it becomes, in a word, safety.
Is that a cat on his belt? Seriously,
But
dude?
perhaps I speak only for myself, not for veterans such as yourselves that by necessity call any patch of ground they rest upon home. Like any cat worth its salt, though, I deeply cherish a secret refuge unbeknownst to anyone. To be able to repose without a care is such a precious circumstance, save it all too seldomly.
I wonder, do you put absolute currency in the words of Zigzag Time Void the Looming End?
Let me phrase it like Zigzags might. A universe without time is like a pen without ink. A pointless instrument stripped of the potential of creation. It is void. It is death. It is nothing.
Wow, that's pretty good advice there.
I'll not pretend to have all the answers, all that I understand, all that is happening here and out there among the stars, but I do know I'd rather err on the side of caution. If Zigzags worries, I worry. We are talking about a creature, after all, that has reclined among the divines as nonchalantly as you and I lays beside the hearths of home.
How did you become Zigzag's agent?
I met him first, a long time ago, out in the wastes of Youthful Gore. He wondered aloud what on earth a cat was doing out there in the scorching desert, then shared what little food and water he had with him. So I told him who I was and showed him my human form. He laughed and marveled and told me stories about his travels. In the end, he even shared his great sorrow with me. The unspeakable thing you saw through his looking lens. I was awed and frightened, but swore to help him in any way I could. As of now, that includes helping the two of you.
Arhu is probably going to be one of my favorite characters this whole entire game. He's just the fact that he can disguise himself as a cat and just how, positively, neutral and respectfully he is about the world and everything else. I'll take my leave.
Before you go, here, take this teleporter pyramid. A handy toy indeed that Zigzags asked me to give to you. You'll need the other one too if you want to make use of its powers, but alas, I seem to have misplaced it. Don't worry though. Use this one here and it'll take you straight to its twin. Now that this matter has been settled, hunters, I shall detain you no longer. But rest assured, I'll do my share of hunting too. So if you spot a white cat during your travels, do stop to say hello.
Alright. Alright, that is like a ton of stuff to take in for this episode. Wow, I was not expecting none of that. I thought we were here just merely to investigate a murder scene in it. The plot has surely thickened and has gone slightly strange, but unfortunately, that is all the time I have for today's episode. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button. Leave me a comment about what the hell just happened. Wow, that was just that was deep and just crazy. But thank you all. I'll see you later. I will see you all in the next episode of Divinity Original Sin. Later, guys.